You want to get hardcore?
Greetings and salutations. It's your man CD, the fallen angel Christopher Daniels.
Yo, what's up? This is the Phil Am Flash, TJP.
Hello, this is former 5-time WWE Women's Champion Melina.
Hello, it's the Killer Bay. The base there is, the base there was, the base there ever will be, the goddess of girl power, yours truly, Heather Monroe.
You want to get extreme?
Currently at home in Southern California, enjoying Southern California things. And one of the things out in Southern California that you can enjoy.
And from one homegrown LA person to another.
That's right. Your eyes are not deceiving you. I am talking directly to you. You are so welcome.
One of the things out in Southern California that you can enjoy is the Circle of Debate podcast.
This shout out is for the Circle of Debate podcast.
I wanted to let you guys know to watch the Circle of Debate podcast. I mean, they are based out of Los Angeles. These are my people.
I want to take a second to give a shout out to the Circle of Debate podcast because obviously one of the best podcasts around. And you know why? Because they have an eye for talent. They are a fan of moi.
Do both with this podcast. Circle of Debate, baby.
They're out here in Southern California giving you guys quality entertainment to listen to. So give them a listen. Tell them Christopher Daniels sent you. Enjoy the show.
Thank you so much for being a fan. Thank you for watching, and God bless.
Heather Monroe. So what other credentials do you need for that? Anyways, just wanted to say thank you so much for your support. Love yous.
And I want to wish you guys the best. And I know you're going to do great, and I'm proud of you. Mwah! Sending you guys all the love in the world. And watch Circle of Debate podcast.
You want to be hardcore, you want to be extreme, tune the fuck in.
Welcome everyone to the Circle Debate Podcast. It's the host of Devious One, Ivan C. Here with my brother from another mother, Mr. MGC, Matthew Steamboat. And today we have an honorary guest, and I'm finally happy that he's on the show. Because remember, ladies and gentlemen, he's the baller. He's the shot caller. And come on, the man who can make the soccer moms holler. He is the neon phenomenon. That is Mr. Anthony. Hi, how are you, sir?
That's right. Just got done pushing some plates, eating some steaks, and hopefully later on, maybe swipe left on Bumble, swipe right on Bumble, and find a couple dates.
Ooh, I love that ride. I love it. I love it. Oh man, so that means, hey, you're a musician artist. I mean, you know how to rhyme very well, man.
You know what, man? Oh, my dog, of course, needs attention right now.
Of course.
I would never compare myself to a true rapper like Max Caster, but I do like to drop some rhymes every now and then.
That's right. I love it. Now, just want to go ahead and I'll start off the first question so we can have our viewers and subscribers get to know Mr. Anthony Idol, the Young Phenomenon. So take us through your journey. In your own words, how did it all begin in pro wrestling?
Oh, sorry. Always a fan. Grew up a fan. Had all the toys. Bought all the magazines. Walked to the grocery store to buy my Pro Wrestling Illustrated. Buy all the weird, odd ones if I went on a car trip as a kid. So flash forward. I wrestled a little bit in 5th grade through about 8th grade. Then I played hoop and a little football. I played college football, wrapped up college football, and I went almost immediately to Tijuana to train pro wrestling. I was working at a gym, doing some personal training, and one night I was pulling the pool covers over the pool, and this dude came out to the pool, and he was like 5'4", but like 240 pounds, like stacked up, long black hair, and he's like, "Hey, fucking here, do you want to be a fucking wrestler?" I was like, yeah. He's like, "You fucking meet me tomorrow, I fucking take you to fucking Tijuana, you get your fucking ass kicked." I was like, okay. So that was the beginning, and I got to Tijuana and promptly got my ass kicked. Landed on my head the first night. I'm not fluent in Spanish. I know a little bit of Spanish, like survival Spanish, but I do know that translates. So that's what it sounded like when I landed on my head. So at least people were concerned for my well-being. I referenced all those other sports to tell you this. That first night at wrestling, that was the first time I ever vomited doing anything athletic. So that's, high school wrestling, high school football, high school basketball, pardon me, not high school wrestling, middle school wrestling and all that stuff, but never vomited doing anything athletic before until professional wrestling. So that was a big difference for me. So that's how I got started. I always wanted to be a wrestler, and I finally took my chance when it presented itself.
Damn, that's awesome, man. And who was this individual that you trained at Tijuana, like when TJ where?
His name was the Iron Warrior, and he got me down to Tijuana. So I first started training right next to the auditorium. There's a little boxing gym that was there. It's a little bit different now. I haven't been inside of it. But back then it was a boxing gym, the boxing ring I'm sure you're familiar with in Tijuana.
Yeah.
When I got there, all the boxing dudes were training and they were wrapping up, and then we would start our training. So a little jog around all the heavy bags and stuff like that, and then get in the ring and do our thing. So it was really neat. From there, Hurricane Ramirez Jr., he had his own gym. Medico Assassino Jr. had his own gym, so I would go there a lot. Gimnasio Azteca.
Okay.
I would train with him and train with the Iron Warrior and Fantomas, the Highlander, who he went on to become one of the clowns.
Yeah. Okay.
So we trained together.
That's awesome. It's incredible how you started off with like that lucha libre stuff just right off the bat. That's awesome, man. That's really awesome.
Yeah, but like nobody knows that because I trained intensely for about 9 months, and you don't know what you don't know. And what I don't know is that I didn't know how well I was being taken care of. I was just a big dumbass. And I got into it with my trainer, and I wasn't booked. I was never booked. So you've seen that picture of me in Boxy Lucha magazine where I'm El Migre and I'm posing and stuff like that. El Migre never worked, never was anywhere. Just that picture of El Migre is as close as I ever got to being booked. So I coached high school football for a year. I was a substitute teacher, and then I moved to LA and started training at UPW.
Okay, all right.
And, just didn't know socially how to get ahead. Like I just didn't know how to operate. So I get there early and just quietly keep to myself and and tie my shoes and stretch and stuff like that, and just sort of go about my business, and didn't know that I was like socially failing. Like I didn't, it wasn't like I didn't want to shake anybody's hands, but I guess whatever I was doing, I wasn't doing it right. So I wasn't having any fun. So after a while, I stopped wrestling. So I trained for a long time, never got booked, and then stopped wrestling.
I see. That's interesting. And so, but for how long was it though?
Pardon?
How long did you stop though? Like before you got back into it? So how long did you stop wrestling? You said
a while, man. A while.
Oh wow, quite some time. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, man. You want to ask something?
Oh no, it was like so. Was it a big jump though, going from the lucha libre like training into the what was it UPW? You said.
Yeah. And so I sent an email because I sent out a bunch of emails when I was in college. To like every school you could, APW, UPW, called Slammers Wrestling Gym, drove out to the original School of Hard Knocks in San Bernardino. Like I didn't know anything. So I just thought it was like college, like you go on recruiting trips and stuff like that. So what the heck? When I got a hold of Rick Bassman through email, he told me to be at LA Boxing Gym for this, tryout on X date. Can't remember what it was. And asked for Brett Wagner or Rick Bassman. So I show up and Tom Howard's running class. And he basically tries to kick me out.
Oh shit.
And he's like, I don't know what you're doing here, bud, but we're training pro wrestling today, and you got to go. So I was like, no, I'm supposed to be here today. I'll talk to Rick Bassman and blah, blah, blah. I just kept name dropping because those were the only two names I know. So Brett Wagner or Rick Bassman told me to be here, blah, 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 blah. And again, he tries to kick me out. He's like, well, I don't know what to tell you. Those guys aren't here today, yada, yada, yada. And I'm, again, full piss and vinegar. So I'm just like, I'm supposed to be here today. And finally he's just like, well, can you bump? And I was like, yeah, I can bump and get in. So the big difference on that day was I'd only trained left-handed because that's how you do in Mexico. Oh, pardon me, right-handed, because that's how you do in Mexico. Sorry.
Yeah.
And so I was working the right arm, stuff like that, right leg, and I would just mess up, so stuff like that. I was doing a bunch of stuff I had never done before, but I am having like the time of my life at this tryout deal. I'm having a good time. I remember Superbad was there, and I'll get to that in a second. A bunch of dudes were there. I'm having a good old time, right? And I'm doing drills I've never done before, and I'm feeling pretty nifty. So finally it gets time for tackle, drop down, leapfrog. And I used to do a Superfly Snuka style leapfrog where I touch my toes, full Russian David Lee Roth, right? Because people like to see that athletic big man. So I touch my toes and I'm up there and Superbad, no one could blame him. No one could blame him. He's stunned by my athleticism. He's paused. No, just for a second. He wasn't out to hurt me. Just for a second. Like that. And it threw the timing off a little bit, and I didn't want to land on him, so I tried to stall in the air because it's all-time vertical jump right here. So I'm floating in the air, and I come down on my left tippy toe, boom, and it's bad news. Like I couldn't see myself, but I could feel myself turning white, and I am nauseous, like immediately. So I roll out, and I am done, and I think like it's a real bad ankle sprain.
Mm-hmm.
So I roll out and I'm pretty, fucked up, and I don't have health insurance because I'm young or whatever and stupid. And again, I just think it's a blown out ankle. Turns out like I find out years later that I broke my 5th metatarsal.
Oh,
so I just broke my left pinky bone off my foot.
Yeah.
So I went back home, tried to heal up as best I could without, actually doing anything or taking any measures to actually ensure that I would heal, because I got an x-ray from like this chiropractor who was x-raying the boys. Rest in peace, Hank Hill. Shout out to Hank Hill, big power lifter dude who I met through UPW and worked with him in a gym. So he put me on with the chiropractor dude who x-rayed my foot. And my stepdad is an x-ray tech, and I noticed that he doesn't turn my foot a bunch of different ways. So he x-rays my foot, and he just, he tells me that I just need it readjusted. Of course.
Discount X-ray.
So I eventually moved to LA after the fucking broke ankle tryout or broke foot tryout, whatever. I don't know what the deal was, but now I'm not among the favored, or at least it didn't feel like it. I'm getting charged a bunch of money. So I would pay a bunch of money and then promptly cancel that card and then train until I would get kicked out. Shout out to Evan Marriott, Joe Millionaire, who offered to pay my training one time before I got kicked out. So yeah, I was in and out a lot, and I just wasn't having any fun. I'm doing a practice match one day with Tony Stradlin, and he hits me with a forearm, and I backpedal, and I fall out of the ring like full Cactus Jack onto the cement, and I really begin to think my postgraduate plan. So that's right about then. It was like, yeah, fuck this, man. I'm not having any fun. I don't know when fun starts. I was having that social thing. Like I didn't know that you could go work other places and get experience. Like I cannot tell you like how much I did not know. Like I heard dudes talking about they're going to work Millennium or whatever it was at the time, like when they're stretching or whatever. And I was like, oh shit, like I don't want to get in trouble. So I would like withdraw or like, oh, we're going to work Battleground. I can't remember the indies that were around at that time.
Right.
I wasn't even aware, you know what I'm saying? Like the smaller stuff going on. And like I said, I just didn't know shit about shit. And like I said, I didn't want to get in trouble because I didn't know how anything worked. So I just withdrew. I was like security guard on like one of the UPW shows where Melina got in a fight and she bumped me. Later on, after I took that big, massive concrete bump, Rick called me and he's like, "Hey, do you want to be on Raw?" And I legitimately think he called me and asked me if I wanted to be on Raw because he felt bad for me. So I was on Raw, escorted Kane to the ring after he lit JR on fire, and I thought that was it, man. Because I did not enjoy wrestling. I did not like wrestling. I didn't know how anybody had fun. Like, it just didn't feel like the environment for me.
So what sparked it up to get it back?
I was hanging out with my nephew, and he had some toys, and he had a Kane toy, and I was like, "Hey, your uncle used to do that." And he's like, "No," and I was hot. So I was like, "I'm gonna do this," and then I got in a fucking car accident. So I got rear-ended car accident, herniated a disc, got all fucked up again, rehab from that, and I'm like, shit, I'm forgetting because, you know, CTE, so many head injuries, and I'm trying to condense this because I'm dragging you guys through so much because it's such a fun story.
Right.
No, we love
stories.
We're here to get to know you. You know?
Exactly.
Sorry. Yeah. So my nephew sneak disses me. I started getting in shape, like in shape. Before the car accident, so I can include this a little bit. While I'm getting in shape, my brother dies. He has a heart attack. It's a bad deal. Right around the Hurricane Katrina. Shit.
It's around 03 then.
Yeah. And I was just like, God damn, was that long ago? So yeah. He died, and it really registered with me, like, you are going to run out of chances. Like, you're gonna fucking die someday. They're gonna throw you in a box, and that's gonna be it. So that was when I started thinking, like, I gotta fucking get this right, because I'd never quit anything before. So it really bothered me that I had quit wrestling. So whatever, I'm getting in shape. My big ass was running like 10 miles a day. There we go, car accident, herniate the discs. Herniate the disc, like, I'm fucking depressed, I'm fucked up, don't want to do anything, and I can't tell you like how long I put it off. Like 3-4 years of my life slips away. I go in to maybe get my spine fused, and I see this dude in the waiting room, and he's got the big plastic truss on, and I just remember how he looked, and he's like, "Oh, you're gonna get the fusion," and I'm thinking, "Yeah, I'm gonna get the fusion," and he just looks so pale, like it rocketed me back to this movie we saw in biology class about photosynthesis, and it showed us this carrot, and they're like, "This carrot is about the sun, and the carrot's beautiful, and it's orange, and the stalk is all green, and it's just looking fantastic, like a carrot should look." And they're like, "This carrot grew under plywood, and this carrot was like pale and limp and white, and the stalk was all floppy, and this dude looked like the carrot from under plywood." And I was like, "Man, I'm not sure I want this fusion surgery yet. You know, that's probably going to happen someday." So I looked into getting a L5S1 nerve block. I got the L5S1 nerve block.
You mute yourself, by the way. There you go.
Good.
We're good.
Okay, we're good.
So got the nerve block, and I feel like $1 million after the nerve block. Like my back doesn't hurt, my legs aren't numb, like all of a sudden, like, I'm fucking me again. And like immediately go to SoCal Pro. Like immediately. like I'm phoning, I'm like blah 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 blah, and I'm getting like taking it way too serious. Like, well, I don't want to puke in the ring, so I'll see you guys when I can get in shape. I'm looking on the website, like when do I go? So I randomly show up on what they had listed on the website as a Thursday night. Turns out like they had taken that off, but they happened to be there, so I'm supposed to be there. So I just started going, and at that time, like it honestly felt like riding a bike. Right back to it, like everything's back. So I think I started training October 2013, and then I did a little Christmas thing December 2013, and then first match for SoCal Pro. So first booked match is finally January. I was like backstage watching, and then February of 2014. That's when I worked my first match for SoCal Pro.
And was it a singles or was it a tag or who?
Well, I had a little tiny practice match in December at the training center. That was a tag with Lucha guys, oddly enough. And then the one in February was a single.
And do you remember who was it? Who that individual was?
Oh boy, I want to say. Oh wait, shit. It was Nick Lovin, I think. I'm pretty sure it was Nick Lovin.
All right. And how was that feeling? You know, performing now once again. You know, I mean, performing in front of a crowd. I mean, I don't know if it was the first time. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, how did you feel? How did you feel the energy of the crowd
coming back?
Yeah, you know? Especially that. I mean,
so my nephew had sneak dissed me. But he was into wrestling, so I started taking him to shows. So I'm taking him to WWE shows. I'm taking him to SoCal Pro shows. I'm taking him to what was it? New Wave Pro shows. I'm taking him to all the shows, and I'm starting to sniff it out. And there was a battle royal at New Wave Pro, and I don't want to put anybody on blast, but I saw this battle royal, and somebody came in that battle royal, and I was like, "Fuck this!" I'm like, this guy gets to tell his grandkids or whatever that he was a wrestler, and I'm gonna fucking die someday, and I'm not gonna be a wrestler. No.
Oh my god.
You know, I gotta say, Anthony, this really brings me to this phrase: if not you, then who? If not now, then when? That's always that's like the two sentences. Like, I mean, I only heard those sentences like 4 days ago, but you pretty much encompassed that. Like, you know, I felt that, you know, right there. If not you, then who? If not now, then when? Then and then going out and doing it and you making it happen. You know, that's incredible.
That's it, man. We're only going through this thing once, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed. Absolutely agreed. And then from SoCal, I know, you know, I've seen a couple of the matches. I know that from there, I think you move on to Empire Wrestling Federation, right? Right after SoCal Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, SoCal Pro, Empire Wrestling Federation. Started going to El Centro. A couple guys were in El Centro. Started dipping into Mexicali. Little tiny dip into Championship Wrestling from Hollywood for like half a second. And then I tore both my pecs. So tear both my pecs. I didn't believe it when I tore the first one, because like at that time I was like, who the fuck? You know who the fuck you're talking to? Like, I am not hurt. Like, I don't know what that was, but obviously like a torn muscle would hurt like way more. So there's no way my muscle is torn. And then I tore my left pec, like, was it 2 weeks later? And I was like, all right, I think something might be wrong. So got surgery and came back again. And then, yeah. So I feel like, I feel like the injury may have hampered me progressing and getting to other places. But I feel lucky to have been where I've been in the time that I've been available.
Definitely. So, I mean, you're speaking about Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. So how did that relationship came? How did they reach out to you, or how did that become about? That relationship with Mr. Marquez. How did that happen?
Boy, I can't remember. I think first appearance probably can't remember. Like, it was definitely in my wheelhouse. Like, I don't know if I would have been like socially bold enough at that time to ask, but I was probably sniffing around because I know the second run I was definitely asking, like, hey man, like, what do I got to do? Like, I got to be there. But first time, I'm pretty sure I may have either asked Yuma or Johnny Yuma, or he may have reached out to me.
Mm-hmm.
So that was that first time out there before I got hurt.
Okay, let's see. And so once you began in championship wrestling for Hollywood, I mean, I mean, the environment at all, like, how did you enjoy it? Like, how was it, you know, the experience? I mean, you're there now currently, but I know that as of right now, because of the whole pandemic situation, but prior to that, I mean, what was the experience there? And, you know, performing right there at, you know, championship wrestling from Hollywood? Like, how was the experience with the crowd and everything, the energy?
Honestly, it's a show like any other for the most part. There's a little bit of pre-tape stuff the fans got to sit through, so that might tire them out a little bit. But after that, rocking and rolling, and it's a show like anything else. And you know,
It's really got that television production feel, huh? You know, like with the pre-taping.
not really, because I'm not participating in that, so it's not like, you know. I mean, the only other part is hurry up and wait. But like, if you've ever worked a lucha show, then hurry up and wait is not anything new.
It's, you know, speaking about your character, so how did you develop that character? How did you develop the neon phenomenon? How did that all begin?
Well, I like to think I've always been the neon phenomenon.
There you go.
When I was a youngin', and I touched on this in my the Circle Squared promo that's available on my YouTube channel, idlefornia at gmail.com. When I was coming up, all the announcers told me that, like, Stan Hansen played football, Dr. Death played football, Dusty Rhodes played football, Tully Blanchard played football, Tito Santana played football. So I went and played football. So like, I was prepared to start whipping ass, like, on that same level. So like, that's kind of what propelled me. So knowing that I wanted to pursue wrestling post football, like, I was that dude who was like face painted up. Even though I was like a backup guard and tackle my freshman year, I was on the special team, so I was on the kickoff team, flying down there like a psychopath. So like, it always felt tied into it. So along with that, the makeup and the psychopath, I dyed my hair blonde. So like, it sort of started then. So my school was really small. I went to Whittier College. And Whittier doesn't have fraternities. It has societies that are unique to the campus, but it also had parties, like on campus. We had this cool thing, or we at least did at this time. Anyway, so you go and party, it'd be like a school dance basically, man. So I'd be one of the few dudes dancing. So I'd be out there with my blonde hair dancing, and nobody knew my name, so they were calling me Billy Idol, Billy Idol, Billy Idol. So I'm in the cafeteria one day, and they're like, Billy Idol, come sit with us. Had his ass down there like anybody would. And my brain just went catapulting through these big pictorial history books that my aunt had given me for Christmas as a kid. And they got these great photos in them, George Napolitano and, you know, stuff like that, took photos. I can't remember a couple of the other photos in there. Anyway, there was this awesome picture of Austin Idol. And Austin Idol's, you know, tan and jacked and blonde. And it just hit me, man, Anthony Idol. So I just kind of put it in my back pocket then, you know, because like I had a bunch of like darker themed ideas about what I wanted to do and stuff like that, but I always had that in my back pocket. And after a while, like they always say in wrestling, man, like it's you turned up to 11, and like I'm Anthony Idol, man.
Feeling it, feeling reality. You know, they talk about stuff that from within you, you know, and earlier you were talking about like rocking out on Bumble and stuff. You know, here's a question you're probably going to get a lot on dates too. What's your astrological sign? Do you know?
I'm a Scorpio.
Oh,
So me and Ivan were just talking right before this, and I'm an Aquarius, and I don't have the best history with Scorpios, but virtual high five to you right here. I think like here's praying that we'll get along. And Ivan's the Cancer, but I was in an astrology room last night, so I love that you even have it tattooed, like repping for Scorpios. My older brother's a Scorpio, so that's it's love and hate though. So that's that reaction. My God, but do you get asked that a lot on the dates, dude? Does the Scorpio personality also flow into the Austin Idol character? I mean, Anthony Idol character.
Leave Uncle Austin out of it. By the way, Uncle Austin and I have the same birthday. We're both born on October 26th.
Wow. So he's a Scorpio too. Dang, the idols.
That hasn't come up in a while. Like the dog comes up a lot. The dog is the focus of nearly all the dating conversations, really.
Yeah, I feel cat girls versus dog girls, and stuff like that.
I've never been a cat person. I like cats, but I've never been a cat person, which of course makes cats love me. So
I'm more of a dog person, dude. And then Ivan, you got a dog running around.
Yeah, he'll be all over me. I can't believe he's not jumping on me right now. But yeah, definitely more of a dog person. And he's a wingman. I have resting bitch face really bad, so the dog helps a lot. So yeah, he's drawn a lot for me. He's putting in all the work. It's all him.
I could agree with that. But oops, I can't even. Oh shit! I didn't know why I said that. Hopefully you're not watching this, sweetheart. She's gonna kill me if she sees this shit. Oh shit! I got myself in trouble. All right. Okay, wanted to ask also as well. So, what do you, man? You're honestly just. I'm pretty sure you were asked probably before, like, oh, you were related to Austin, Austin Idol, which you did say it's Uncle Austin Idol. Also wanted to ask your workout routine, man. Like, wow. And then just also seeing your matches too. Like I seen your match with Willie Back. He's like one of my favorites. See you with Mil Muertes. Man, even with Chris Dickerson, so I'm like, wow, man, you just your matches overall that you put, honestly, it's incredible. And it's very agile. I commend you, especially for your man of your size. So talk to us about that. How do you keep yourself in shape? Tell everybody your diet routine, man.
Never stop, man. Never stop. That's really the deal. Even when I wasn't wrestling, I was working in gyms. Like I said, almost always played pickup hoops. Big dancer. Like no one believes that. But if you don't believe me, whenever you get Ryan Kidd on the podcast, you can ask Ryan Kidd. He will back it up. I will destroy a dance floor. And that's probably because my mom put me onto it, like at a wedding. So I was like holding up the wall once at a wedding, and I overheard my mom like, "Oh, you can always tell an athlete because they can really dance." So I was like immediately out there because I had to be recognized as an athlete. So I had to go out there and cut it up. But yeah, I was an All-American guard and tackle in college, so I had pretty good feet. A slam dunk contest in high school. So I just kind of always had it and always stuck with it. Never wanted to lose it. And I knew like, oh shit, if you stop, man, like that shit will go away. So like well, shit, they ain't gonna see this. So like, I always feel bad. I always feel bad about the workouts that I miss, right? And then I see pictures of the dudes that I played football with in high school and in college, and I don't feel as bad as they do about the workouts that they have missed.
Well, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on the Carl Gotch, deck of cards, workout?
That's so funny you brought that up, man. I was walking my dog today, and dude, that YouTube video, and I'm assuming you've seen it, right? The YouTube video, Carl Gotch gets all the young boys from Japan. I'm getting goosebumps. fucking thinking about it. That shit is humbling. That shit is humbling. Like what Gotch does in his warm up is so sick. Like, dude, like that's amazing. The torn pecs, it makes it a little bit difficult to do the dips. I'll wear a slingshot if I do a dip workout like that. But yeah, man. So no, probably not a whole lot of Gotch workout. I try to preserve my joints. So I do a lot of bicycle. I'm in the pool a lot when that was open. Hiking, me a little bit, as long as it's not on super rough terrain, because I'm big. I'm really 276, 280. So grinding on knees that have played football, not so much. A lot of stair mill. That's really my thing. So I'm a little bit hot. The gym's been shut down because the stair mill is really my joint for cardio.
I'm glad you answered the dance question for us, because I was actually going to ask that, what dance background you love to tear up the dance floor. What styles of dance have you kind of learned? Because we asked another wrestler and we actually were surprised that he was all into breakdancing. So like, what's like, pop and locking, doing the robot, moonwalk, what's your style?
I probably could not commit fully to that. I don't think you'd see me break out a moonwalk. That might be a little too stale. Like I'm not going to go out there and feed the chickens and you might get a little grocery store, but that's it. Like the whack shit. I'm just going to be loose. I'm like a jellyfish. I think I move exceptionally well for a white man over 270 pounds.
I mean, he definitely moving in the ring, man. Like,
so a lot of hitch, like, kind of staying in my own zone. But I have, I'll get loose. Again, check in with Ryan Kidd. We went to this Bismarck DJ show, and I got loose. But in the before times, oh man, my last birthday dog. I am south of the border. I am in TJ. I am in every club with my man Motro's Jungle. And we danced all night long. I kissed the girls. He didn't kiss the girls. I kissed the girls. They did not cry because we exchanged Instagrams and we stayed in communication.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome, man. I mean, it sucks, when all this, bullshit, pandemic. I mean, especially here us in California, it's, hopefully, I mean, little by little, but we'll see how throughout the end of the year comes. But what is now your goals for 2021 from Mr. Anthony Otto? What are your goals?
Well, you know what? We have learned, I think collectively, how precious time is. While we've been all locked inside, because it feels like a time warp, right? Like here we are, it's about to be March again, and it's like, holy shit, man. Like it feels like we got locked inside last March.
Right.
So when I started, there was a field of Hoss type dudes, big dudes, and not that many big dudes when I started. So it was really important for me to work all those dudes. So there's still a few of those dudes left. I'm not a big lister, because I'm not big on expectations. I think you can only be disappointed when you set expectations. So there's lots of energy like I put out there. But I'd like things to be right. So definitely there's some guys left that I'd like to face. But big goals, right? So you should have goals big enough to scare you. United Wrestling Television Championship.
That's right. You got cheated on, Levi, of course, we already know. We already seen that. I mean, Levi Shapiro's little buddy there. That bastard.
And then I have always thought about the 10 pounds of gold.
Ooh.
So, Nick Aldis, he is a fantastic representative of the NWA World Championship. He is emblematic of what that title is supposed to be. And I don't know necessarily that I'm that guy. I'm not a big technical dude. I got a few tricks in my bag from the Lucha days. I like to think of myself as like a brawler with surprises. So I always alter my game when I'm going into stuff. So I got something to dig out of my pocket that people don't expect, that they don't see coming. I don't know if that makes you special enough to be the NWA World Champion. But I do know one thing is that I can duke it out. And not many dudes have put me down. And I think I can carry that thing.
That'd be cool for you to see you bring that back to California, that belt, you know, the prestige of that. And once again, if not you, then who? If not now, then when? Let's.
That's very, very, very true. Very, very true.
I like that you say that, man. Dude, it's so funny. There's a buddy of mine, Magnum CK, who also uses that quote a lot. You know, not you. And that's my boy, dude. I talked to that dude a little bit. He's been an ear for me when I've been going through tough times and stuff like that. So I find it neat that you're using that quote as well.
And I only just heard it like 4 days ago in another place. You know, it was like a chat room, and somebody said it to me, and I'm like, wow, I need to always remind myself of that. That's always like a solid one, you know. I think you mentioned, you know, Mexicali. You know, how far down in Baja have you been? Baja, Mexico. Have you been down like the entire peninsula or?
No, not far enough, man. I need to get to all the vacation spots. Like, I want to get down there.
With the very tip of the peninsula.
No, I haven't been anywhere fun, man. Nowhere fun. The most fun spot I've ever been. Like, I've been to Hawaii on vacation, and I went to Puerto Rico on a little tiny getaway. Not even enough days to call it a vacation. But I wasn't wrestling then, so man, like I would love to wrestle in Puerto Rico. I'd love to wrestle in Hawaii. I'd love to wrestle anywhere in Mexico where I could stay on the beach at least the night after.
Oh my God, Ensenada is one of my favorites, and I've been to Ensenada. That's I will recommend that. The lobsters there, fucking to die for. If you ever go out there. Definitely. I would highly recommend Ensenada because it's right at the beach, right there, clear.
I've had a little Langosta on the Costa.
Oh, yeah. Langosta on the Costa.
That's right.
You're gonna have me come away with a quote.
Oh my God. So another question I wanted to ask as well. I mean, absolutely, I'm with you. You go ahead and challenge. You know, going after the 10 pounds of gold, because I mean. Going back to your credentials, man, you've done a lot in the industry. You've done a lot, especially in championship wrestling from Hollywood. You know, you made it to the finals of the PP3 Cup last year. It was 2 years ago or last year. My apologies. But out of all the matches that you've had in your career, by far, which one has been the one that you're proud of because of the chemistry and the psychology with this individual? And which one has been by far like the one that really stands out to you out of all the matches you have?
That's such a hard question for me, man, because like I think about matches are like little babies, especially when you have time to sink your teeth into it and you know it's coming and you can really train for it and stuff like that, or anything that has that big fight feel to it.
Right.
So knowing that a few dudes were going to be special, probably before they knew they were going to be special too, was always neat. Just so I don't give you like 10 matches right now. It was one of my goals to become SoCal Pro Heavyweight Champion, became SoCal Pro Heavyweight Champion. And like next immediate goal, I wanted to face Brian Cage. I was in fantastic shape for that match. So I am really proud of that match. He works much faster pace than I do. And I felt like I was able to keep up with him, hang and bang with him, and that was a good one. I enjoyed that one. The Willie Mack one, because I had been hurt. I was doing commentary, and like I did not want to get fat when I was hurt because I couldn't work out, so I was just eating like broccoli and chicken breasts, and I was tiny. So I'm sucked up. I got brown hair. And I'm doing commentary at some random show, and Willie's there. And Willie's like, hey, and he remembered me. And I don't know why that stuck with me. So I was just like, I want to wrestle this dude. So I just started putting it out there in the universe, and I'm really lucky that the universe responded, and that really went. I like that one too. It's that one's special as well, because like I said, like not big on the expectation thing, but like those few things that I was willing to put the psychic energy into came to fruition, and it all worked out. So I like those. Those are special. But so many matches, like, you know, getting my hands on Dirty Doug after the pec tears, getting my hands on Everett Scott after all the dirty bullshit he pulled on me, throwing a fireball in my face, you know, leaving me bloody and shitting like that after a 3 stages of hell match. So many matches with Judiz, because I definitely knew that Judiz will be back soon. I'm sure. But I knew Judiz was going to be special, probably just a little tiny bit before he knew he was going to be special. So those are special to me as well, because it was so early on when I started working, and the matches felt really special, like while I was in them, instead of like panic mode or so focused you don't know what's going on. Like, it really wasn't a blur, and so much of my athletic career is really a blur. So like those stick out to me. But like a lot of stuff, like some matches are like, they're just fun. So they're like, oh, there's like the Hall of Fame of fun matches.
Yeah.
And then there's like the Hall of Fame of like stuff that you're really proud of, because, you know, it got the cred on Twitter, like, you know, 500 people liked it or whatever the hell.
Mhm.
And there's matches that you as personally wanted to check off. Like, I wrestled Brody King with a torn pec.
Yeah, I did see that. Oh shit.
Because like, dude, like Brody King is going this way and I'm going this way. You know, I'd like to think that I could catch up with him again, but you don't know. Like, you don't know how this shit works out. That dude could be long gone in big money land tomorrow, you know, and, you know, who knows if I'll ever be that way. But like, our paths were intersecting then. So I had to be there for that. So I showed up for that. Like, that's what I'm talking about when you're like, there's a certain amount of like big dudes out there who I wanted to face, and now there's a lot more. That's one of the things that gets me excited about going forward. But like, I had to do that. Like, dude, you know, like I always think back to like Bruiser Brody versus Lex Luger. Like,
Oh yeah.
Bruiser Brody's going this way, Lex Luger's going this way. Their paths may never cross again. And here's where they did it, you know. And now, you know, I don't know.
Sometimes it's like ships in the night.
King is much better than Lex Luger's match with King Kong Brody or Bruiser Brody, but yeah,
It's like ships in the night, you know, passing ships in the night. Well,
that's right.
with all the dream matches in mind, I know like one event where like a lot of dream matches happen in such a short period of time. Would you ever consider, you know, when everything opens up, competing in the G1 Climax?
Dude, like, why would I not consider that? First of all, yeah, soak me in sobe noodles and beer and blood, and I'll never come home.
There you go. I'll join
Same.
you. Same. It's the same.
Paradise of beer and blood. There you go.
Definitely. Hey, I was gonna ask you about that as well. Like, have you? What do you think by far right now? How the product is on, you know, especially, you know, with WWE, NXT, AEW, you know, New Japan, you know, all these collaborations that you're seeing, these crossovers. What are your thoughts about that?
The crossover thing is hot. Like, I'm with that. Like, I like things that make me feel pro wrestling. So like the hardest, most pro wrestling shit, like the last few years, was when AJ jetted with the belt and went to New Japan. That was so hard. Like, that's pro wrestling. So that's what gets me hype, is that crossover appeal. So like the Impact AEW thing, that's exciting. That's exciting. Like, if I'm 12, and I know kids don't read wrestling magazines anymore, but like that's where oh my God, like this could happen, this could happen, this could happen. And like, that's where the magic is. Like, that's where you want to live, where your imagination gets to meet. When I was a kid, most of pro wrestling happened in your imagination. Like those posters, like those round robin posters, which when I was a kid, it was Rick Martel, Ric Flair, and Hulk Hogan. Like, well, that was wild, dude. And then I like later on, like found out like, oh, what? Rick Martel actually faced Ric Flair. Holy shit. Like, and those, like, that's where my brain goes. Like, oh, that time Harley Race faced superstar Billy Graham, or that time Flair faced Martel, or Harley Race faced Martel, like, or, you know, Harley versus Backlund. Like, I love that kind of thing. Now, we probably won't get the WWE crossover, and that's cool. But I'd still love to see those other things. Like, those are just neat. And like, hopefully it does end up, the rising tide lifts all boats. There we go.
Oh, definitely. I agree. I think, you know, we all had the discussions about it. I think it should happen. Why not? I mean, what do you got to lose? You only live once, first of all. Might as well. You're seeing everybody crossing over, going back to the old school territory days. Might as well just, why not? Give it another one last try. Why not? You only live once. Shit.
So, do you have a, like, coming up with your finisher, like what was that process like when you thought up, you know, your finishing move, coming across it? Like, was it a long process deciding on what you wanted to be your finisher, or was it, you know, some, like, you know, elementary for you what you wanted to be your finishing move, you know?
I'd used Falcon Arrow a little bit in like practice matches at UPW. People just told me it looked crispy. But when I started at SoCal Pro, I think I was using like the rock bottom.
Ooh, you're a Nagi.
Yeah. Well, I didn't have that funky twist on it. So like your Nagi has that, to me, has that the little turn on it. That makes it sexy. So no, rock bottom. But I hit Falcon Arrow, and someone was like, yo, like, it looked crispy. So that was sort of it. And I love Hayabusa, and I'm not doing any other Hayabusa moves, so that's it.
Oh my God, Hayabusa, man. I haven't heard that name in quite some time, but yeah, man, God rest his soul. But yes, he was a phenomenal, incredible athlete. He definitely his, you know, aerobatics, yeah, and something else.
Yeah, I probably just got way into it. I forget which one of the video games he was in, like, you know, the ripoff version of him. Like, I just got Virtual Pro Wrestling 2, so I know he's in that one, but like, there's like bootleg Hayabusa, or maybe I made bootleg Hayabusa in one of the previous games. So I just got really hooked on Falcon Arrow.
I see. So on your off days, man, you know, just let the viewers know, like, what are, you know, on your off days besides working out, what else, you know, keep yourself busy? What else, you know, besides, you know, off pro wrestling, what else do you keep yourself busy on?
That's a good question. I recorded a few episodes of podcasts. Editing is not my friend, so I don't know. I should probably push a little bit more in that. I don't know if I should do maybe like a live YouTube thing to kind of minimize the amount of editing. Basically, I need somebody to point it at me and make it happen, because like this part is no problem, but yeah, the producing stuff is wow. I'd like to do that stuff. I'd like to push more with the voice stuff. I've done some other voiceover work. I've done some commercials and stuff like that. So I would like to push out more that direction. But no, like before this, I was, you know, I did a little personal training, but no more personal training.
What's been your guilty snack that you've been going to, or your treat, you know, or guilty or non-guilty?
What are you talking about? Like, we've been locked inside almost for like what feels like 2 years. Like we have cycled through the snacks. Like, dude, like we ate something, we reminisced, we're like, oh, this is so good, and then we got like sick of that shit. Like, terrible, absolutely fucking terrible here. Like, are you kidding me? So like, I was like, I felt so sexy before this shit. So no, let's see. It was like frosted animal cookies were really devastating for like a half second. Now those are gross again. So no, like no guilty shit right now. Trying to tighten it back up because we're trying to get ready back for tapings and stuff like that.
Frosted animal cookies. I remember those.
Right. And I don't know why that came out of nowhere and just hit me in the face. Right. Because I'm not a big snacker guy. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I love tons of crap, but like, I couldn't even answer you because like, if it's not weird, I don't want it.
I love it.
Saying, like, if it's funky, I'll try it. So like, when they're like new crazy ass Twinkie, cool. Like mutant Oreos, I'm not.
Have you had chocolate koalas?
No. What the hell's that?
It's like the little little chocolate filled koalas. You get them at the Asian store.
Oh, okay. Is it? Wait, no. Is it like? What's the treat that starts with a K? That's not koala.
Panda? Oh,
No, it's some with a K.
Like sometimes it has the stick Kinder Egg. Is it like that?
Well, no, they're really small. They're like cookie on the outside and chocolate on the inside. And they're like this. They're like this big, like little.
They're like M&Ms, like smaller than M&Ms.
They're like cookie M&Ms almost. Cookie on the outside, chocolate on the inside.
Yeah. See, there we go, dude. Sugar cookie M&Ms, dude. That was. I don't even like white chocolate, and sugar cookie M&Ms wrecked my shit during Christmas time.
I didn't even know that existed.
See, I told you, if it's weird, then I'm on it. So like, shout out to Family Food Dude, Eric Stevens. I watch his funky ass food reviews to see if it's worth my calories. So yeah.
That's pretty awesome. I'm pretty sure you're already like past wasabi Kit Kat bars, huh? Or green tea Kit Kat.
I had those. Somebody went to Japan and I was like, you will bring me the mutant Kit Kats. So no. Pumpkin cream Kit Kat is the dope Kit Kat. But no, the sake, white wine, matcha. I'm not into the matcha green tea ones. Didn't care for the wasabi ones. I had the red wine one. So no, I didn't care for those. Like, I'm not a lemon guy. I don't care for lemon Kit Kat.
They're coming up with all kinds of flavors. There'll be shoe flavored Kit Kat pretty soon.
Oh my god!
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like the chocolate mint one's not enough to grab me. That's you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not I don't drink sugar soda, but like, and I tell myself that because I'm going to make up for that with other sugar garbage, because I'd rather not eat like whatever. Anyway, so like, if it ain't weird, it's not gonna draw me.
Definitely. And also, just one last thing I wanted to ask. So, I mean, if you yourself could give any advice to any upcoming, people that wants to get in the industry of professional wrestling, what would be the best advice that you will give them?
What man? No better time than now. No, I'm just kidding. Honestly, dude, like, there's a lot of people who are special and they take themselves out of the running because they don't manage the things that don't require talent. So while it takes some talent to be focused and be on your nutrition and be as jacked as like Hammerstone, right?
Right.
But that's special. That's unique. Not everybody could do that. But it doesn't take any talent to freaking pick up the dumbbells, dude. Like there's no reason to have a lunch lady bicep triceps. Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? So like, everybody should have a little bit of a body on them, man. Like, come on, man. Nobody wants to go see their lunch lady in the ring. Unless your lunch lady really had it coming, that's a whole other thing. But you know what I'm saying? Like, get the body, put some time in the gym, look like an athlete, because that doesn't require talent. It takes time, takes a little dedication, but it doesn't take any talent. Get some gear, get a gear maker. Like, I get it. Like, there's a lot of dudes, like I was listening to another podcast, they're like, top 10 dudes in a t-shirt. And just so happens, like, most of those dudes like that popped into my mind are all in ACW. And I guess they're special, but let's not start off there. Like Cactus Jack looked really good in his t-shirt. He's cool, he's iconic, but Cactus Jack had a singlet and long tights and, you know, he had gear to start with. So like if you ascend to the t-shirt level, cool. But like, let's give it a shot with something, with some kind of together look. It doesn't mean like I want weird dudes. I love some dudes in jeans. Brandon Gatson is wearing jeans right now, and it's a departure from old tights Brandon Gatson. But you know what I'm saying? Like I'm ready for that take on Gatson. If you're starting out, let's get some gear. Let's turn in our first page of homework and be like, here we go. Here's my assignment of wrestling. You know what I'm saying? And then we could change it up after that, or maybe we get deeper into a different gimmick or something like that. So get a body, get some gear, because both of those things require no talent. So like right there, we're good. Tanning requires no talent. Not everybody has to be tan. Some people are going to be spooky. Some people are going to be pale. Some people have alabaster skin and want to look like Marilyn Manson. I get that. I love everybody looking different. That's cool. But 9 times out of 10 for the dudes and for the ladies, like being tan is important, because however we look, tan fat looks better than pale fat. So those are all manageable things that don't require any talent. So that's a big one for me.
Awesome. I love it. Great advice. Love it. Matt, any other further questions you have?
It's what's your favorite song to sing at karaoke?
I feel like you researched this. I feel like I've been set up.
It's like here it is.
Dude, it's the Humpty Dance.
Like,
you cannot sing any down note numbers. Like I had this friend, he would always sing Wonderwall.
And it just brings the whole room down.
Yeah, it'd be like that scene out of Dazed and Confused, where it's like, chicks don't fucking like that shit, man.
Was that Ben Affleck's character?
Or? No, it's the dude. It's the dude in the car, the wild dude in the car.
Yeah.
Caveman hair and the stoner kid. But yeah, the Humpty Dance, because I love that song. And I think like when I walk in, again with the wrestling bitch face and I got the glasses on, like, you know, I look like a cop. So people probably don't think I'm gonna start rapping the Humpty song.
You gotta get the room hyped up, yeah.
Right? Yes, get them jumping.
So I don't understand why everybody likes to sing "Creep" by Radiohead all the time. Like I don't get that.
Dude, but like don't get me wrong. Like I have seen some very drunk, very divorced guys sing the shit out of some sad country songs. But like I don't want to do that right now in a communal space. Like no, like let's get out of that sad zone by singing happy shit. Like let's sing Chumbawamba. Like it's okay. Like that could be therapeutic, but like this, no. Like I don't want to do that. Like
Bohemian Rhapsody is like up and down. Like
but there's so much crowd participation.
Yeah.
Like that's worthwhile. Like if you could get that back and forth with even like 3 other, you know, drunk people, that's good stuff, because they're gonna, like, to them it'll be the whole bar was with them. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's okay. That's a pretty good song. That's a better road trip song, but not a bad karaoke song.
The Humpty, man. Well, I'm gonna
you know what? I want to be honest. Like I know, because before the whole pandemic, my other second job, my weekend job was working at a karaoke bar, Brass Monkey in Koreatown. And so it's rare when you hear someone sing that song, that Humpty Dumpty Dance. It's very rare. But yes, I do hear a lot of people do sing Radiohead Creep and, you know, Bohemian. I hear that all the fucking time. And believe me, when you're there Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays, you hear the same shit for the next 6 hours. Not the prettiest thing, but I mean, I love to hear when there's like old school 80s rap, because you know, I'm an 80s guy, so I love to hear all that. Or even old school 80s hip hop, you know, everything. So I mean, I love it. But yeah, you know, I always, you know, do appreciate, and I know that you're taking a lot of your time, Ms. Bridal. I appreciate you for joining us today, this evening. But now, before we even let you go, if you want to go ahead and plug in your social media platforms to the viewers and subscribers, so they can know where to find you, where can they follow you, where can they see this, you know, this neon phenomenon.
You can catch up with the incredible one at Anthony Idol on Instagram, at Anthony Idol on Twitter. No one else got to it before I did. I'm Anthony Idol on Facebook as well. I got the fan page, which I'm not super busy on, but I have my regular human Anthony Idol page. So if you want to send me a friend request, send me a friend request. Probably shut up a lot if you think that I don't want to know you that well. But if you're cool, then I want to know you, then cool, yeah. But whatever, I'll probably accept your friend request unless you look dangerous. I'm not on Facebook a lot. Anyway, the other things, at Anthony Idol. I got my own pro wrestling tees. It's at Pro Wrestling Tees at Neon Phenomenon, but you can just search Anthony Idol on there. I think I got 5 different designs on the Pro Wrestling Tees. Should probably come up with another one soon. Probably more to come on YouTube. I think I got like 15 subscribers on YouTube, so let's try to bump that up a little bit with the Ricky Bobby hands, because I got my highlight video on there. That's pretty good, at least. And then I got the other interview. So I should probably bootleg some more matches from full shows from EWF, put those on my YouTube. Maybe some DVD matches from SoCal Pro and stuff like that. But yeah, I could do better on the YouTube. But yeah, the Pro Wrestling Tees, the Twitter's pretty halfway decent follow, if I say so myself, and Instagram, all Anthony Idol.
Definitely, and I will put that in the description below. So make sure you follow him, ladies and gentlemen. Also purchase,
Subscribe, please,
and subscribe to the YouTube channel, especially. Well, we're gonna subscribe right now after this. We are gonna do that. So make sure you guys do that yourself as well, ladies and gentlemen. As well, subscribe to us as well as I did this video, and also don't forget to follow Mr. Idol on all his social media platforms. Everything will be right below. Once again, Anthony, thank you so much for joining us this evening. I'm going to tell you this right now, man. I commend you, brother, because from this has been an incredible, great comeback story. I loved it, man. I'm glad that spark came back up and you're having a good time. And I'm hoping nothing but the best for you. And I'm hoping that you get called up one day from one of these great, awesome promotions. Like NXT or AEW or
Sky's the limit. Get the 10 pounds of gold.
Exactly, or to get the 10 pounds of fucking gold around your waist, man.
Never stopping, baby.
That's right, baby. That's right. Because you know what? He's gonna make you talk about holla. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week.
Peace.